It's not beneficial for our life, really, but some part of us thinks it's beneficial because we can procrastinate as long as we want about being happy, about being successful, about being following your dream, about studying. Step number one is to admit the harsh truth that you're not being as altruistic as you think you are. You're pleasing people not only to be kind to them and because you're thinking of them. You're actually pleasing them because you don't want to be disliked and you don't want to be rejected. And that is your deeper intention that you might not be aware of. Maybe you want to protect yourself from loneliness too. You might have been really resentful at someone thinking, why? I've done so much for you, why can't you do this for me? Or I've changed so much of myself for you, why can't you change for me? But you have to understand that people are not there to make you happy, and you are not there to make people happy. They couldn't force you to do anything you didn't want to do. Therefore, it was your choice to people please. And you made that choice because people pleasing and changing yourself benefited you somehow. You might be thinking, benefited how? I gave so much of myself and I gave up a part of myself. Why and how would I even benefit from it? So let's see an example of a toxic relationship. You are with someone who doesn't really put an effort, doesn't really remember what's important for you, someone who doesn't value you, they don't show up when you need them. You're constantly thinking of them and doing things for them, and you're changing yourself so that they would stick around. And you're so sad and disappointed that they're not meeting your needs as much as you think you're meeting theirs. You might be thinking, what on earth am I earning in this relationship? Well, let me tell you what might be your secret hidden agenda. You might not want to be alone. You might enjoy their attention and validation. So you're seeking validation and praise from them instead of getting it from yourself. And here's another big reason that people don't realize. This is something that's very personal to me as well, and that I've done a lot, and it's really unhealthy. So you might be people pleasing because you're escaping from yourself and from your life by turning someone and your relationship into a project, and by turning them into a project and by focusing all of your attention and all of your energy on them, you actually don't take responsibility for your own life, for your own happiness, and for your own feelings. Let's be honest, like a lot of us, we find it easier to try to change someone rather than to change ourselves. And it's not nice, it's not beneficial for our life really, but some part of us thinks it's beneficial because we can procrastinate as long as we want about being happy, about being successful, about being following your dream, about studying. If we get to focus on the relationship that's not working out, because there's constantly gonna be problems that you have to focus on and that you need to solve, that you need to work on. There's gonna be fights, or there's gonna be things you want to complain about. And so you take away the time from yourself to do something that you have to do. And that's your excuse. Your toxic relationship is your excuse. And let's be honest, there are deeper intentions there that are slightly manipulative and escapist from your own life. It's now up to you to change that. And here we go to step number 2. Step number 2 is to realize the cost of being people pleaser. So from here on, I'm going to refer to being people pleaser as being fake, because that's what I think it is really. Autonomy to make choices, time to do what you actually want to do, what's beneficial for you, what you enjoy, confidence to be who you are, energy that you could instead use on your real projects, on your work, money that you could instead use on investments and on savings, chance to meet people who would actually accept you for who you are and will like you for who you are, not the persona, chance to even learn who you are in the first place, your authentic present and your authentic future, the opportunities, possibilities, and potential within you that's unused, desire to be seen and be intimate with people, people who would want to date who you really are and not the persona, true love who accepts you for who you are. And the list goes on. Now it seems a bit expensive to be fake and to be a people pleaser, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. I've spent my whole life being a people pleaser and, never again. I really don't want it. I really try my best never to be a people pleaser again. Let me guide you towards step 3 now. Step number 3 is where it gets a little bit hard. Well, truth be told, it gets really, really hard for most of the people pleasers, and it's to start saying no. It might seem like we live in a world of selfish people, but I think we live in a world of social chameleons and people pleasers. That's just my guess, but I think selfish people are in the minority. And I think truly, truly authentic and free people are even more in the minority, which leaves the space for all of these social chameleons who try to follow the social rules and I don't even know, not even laws, but the rules, the unspoken rules that we're not required to follow. And that's why you have to choose for yourself which category of people you want to be in. Do you want to be a social chameleon and a people pleaser and a fake person? Or do you want to be real and authentic and free from other people's opinions and judgment of you? Or do you want to go the opposite spectrum and be, really selfish? Which, please, no. And if you're here, I just automatically assume that you don't want to be a people pleaser anymore. So you have to start saying no. And I don't care that it's hard. I don't care that you used it as excuse to not be disliked. If you want to be authentic and if you want to be free, just start saying no. Start rejecting people. Here's a really good tip that I can give you, and it's to start saying no from little things and then go up. I used to be such a people pleaser that I felt even bad saying that, no, I don't want a cup of coffee, thank you. Or, no, I already bought my snacks, so I don't want your snacks. Or, no, I'm trying to be healthy, so I don't want another drink. It's not even offensive. It's not like I'm hurting someone by saying that. But I just used to feel, I think, underestimate how much people can tolerate. And so I always thought that people might get upset or angry or hurt because of me saying no. So you have to start saying no from little things. Like if someone offers you something you don't want, you have to say, no, thank you. And you don't need to be an asshole about it. You can be nice to them and you can be polite about it. But you have to start saying that. You have to start rejecting them. Because the amount of money that you can spend on, the amount of money that costs you to be fake and to be a people pleaser is just enormous. Not only you spend the money on something that you don't need and you don't want, but you're also losing the opportunity to use that money into something else and possibly make a return out of it. So you're actually losing a lot more. But I know how you guys feel, because it's hard. It's hard to let go of those habits of pleasing people. It's very hard, and you might feel like you're a horrible person if you say no. You might feel like you're actually selfish and like you're cruel, but it's all a perception. Truly, it's not real. No one will actually get hurt if you say no. You won't kill anyone by saying no. It's absolutely, totally appropriate and acceptable for you to reject something that you don't want and you don't need. You just do it, and you never feel guilty about it. Remember that you're an autonomous being, and it is your freedom and your choice to not go somewhere, to not eat something, to not date someone, to not buy something, to not invest your money into something, to not please your partner, to not fake your feelings. It is your autonomy to not accept something. Alright, now you can practice with me. So, I ask you, do you want to go clubbing tonight and get wasted? It's Friday night and your friend texts you. Do you want to go clubbing and get wasted? Let's say you really don't want to go and you just hate the idea of it. So repeat after me. Oh, thank you, but no, actually I'm gonna stay at home tonight. See, it's easy and there's literally nothing bad about it. I know you might feel like the friend might not like you, might not feel like you're cool if you say no, but do you really need a friend who's really, really incompatible to who you are and who has incompatible interests? I don't think so. And please, please do not make up a lie about why you don't want to go. This is another death trap that so many people fall into. Like, you're gonna say, oh, I'm sorry, but I have to finish this project that I've been doing, so I really can't go. Whereas in reality, you really just don't want to go. And you just never want to go. And every time they invite you, you feel anxious and you feel fake about thinking of going to that party and about, like trying to dance with all of these strangers and getting wasted. It's not your thing, but you feel insecure, and so you make up an excuse about why you cannot go. Don't do that. That's a trap. Because you know what happens when you say, oh, I really wish I could go, but I can't because I have this, and that. What happens is that they invite you next time, and in their mind, they're thinking, oh, okay, she really likes it, and she really wants to go, but she's just busy, so I should invite her next time because I don't want her to miss out on that. Do you want to be invited again? Well, then say no and don't offer a lie. Another thing that you can say to seem friendly is to say, oh no, I'm not gonna go, but I wish you guys a good night, and have fun, send me pictures. Again, if you want to see the pictures. If you don't want to see the pictures, don't say that. Basically, what I'm saying is just stop lying. And you know what? Another great tip is every time you want to lie or to make up an excuse or to people please, you just go back to that list of everything you're losing, of the cost of being fake, and you remind yourself that you're losing this, and this if you lie right now and say that yes to something that you don't actually mean. Step number 4 is to start saying yes to things that you're drawn to. Now that you have decided that you don't want to be a people pleaser anymore, and you don't want to be fake anymore, and you have done steps 1, 2, and 3, which are realizing that people pleasing act is not selfless, it costs you a lot, and finally starting to say no to things that you don't want and that are not right for you. It's time for you to start saying yes. Now I can assume that you have more time and more energy and more resources and more curiosity to figure out how you want your life to be and who you want to be. And that's awesome. That's beautiful. I really congratulate you on that if you've come this far. Now you just start saying yes to things that you were always curious about. And the tip here is to remember that you're doing it just for you. Just for you. You're not doing it for your partner. You're not doing it for the society. You're not doing it for your friends or your family. You're just pleasing yourself. Essentially, you're turning from a people pleaser into a you pleaser. You do things that excite you, that make you happy, that make you interested, make you curious, make you feel good, make you feel like you are you. And I can tell you that you never have to feel guilty about it. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be you and wanting to say and do things that you want to do. And like my friend said, the more you let go of things that aren't for you, the more you want to let go. And the more you let go, the more appropriate things start to come into your life. And you start to refine a sense of what you actually really, really like. And your life starts to build itself naturally and authentically. And that's the ultimate prize for not being a people pleaser. Cheers.